All right, so we got brand new information last night for Vanguard Overdress. Today we're going to just talk about some of the info that was revealed. We'll go into a little bit of stuff with it, but we're going to try to keep it a little limited because we do have another idea where we want to get some members of the team, and we're going to try to talk about likes and dislikes from this new info. So the new era of Vanguard has begun. We're splitting into three different formats. First off and foremost, we're splitting into three different formats. The first format is premium. That's going to remain unchanged. They're also doing V is moving over to premium. So it's V premium as a whole nother slot. You can still use all of your V cards in this format. You can also use all of your V cards over in regular premium as well. And then they're also going to be supporting V premium twice a year. It's going to be like the clan selections that we are getting real soon. So we'll just be getting stuff like that from now on to support V. But from now on, we also have overdress, and that is the new standard going forward. And it takes place 3,000 years past on the planet Krayt. We're going to get a little bit into the lore a little bit because that's pretty exciting that lore is back. All right, so it says the priestess's prayers are answered and the divine chakra Barthi, divine dragon, hatches from the egg, and the chakra Barthi divine era begins. So it's basically going on to say that after Gizeh and Messiah fought, Gizeh died, disappeared, whatever, and then Messiah went to sleep. So this is a godless era where the units on Krayt have nothing to pray to. So it loses its divine protection, becomes like a desolate planet. And then the several new nations have formed. So now, instead of clans, we have nations. Instead of 6 nations, we have 5. So this is quite interesting. I'm going to go through some of these nations real quick. And I'm going to kind of go over some of the... do you have the info pulled up, Deacon?
I have the info from the Twitter of the new nations going from the void.
I got it. I just wanted to see if you had it. But so I'm going to go ahead and read just real quick some of the nation's synopsis, kind of. So former United Sanctuary is now the Ketter Sanctuary. Formerly known as United Sanctuary, it is the youngest nation on planet Krayt. Once a sacred kingdom of heroes who valued justice and order, the country has shrunk in size as a result of repeated civil wars and natural disasters. It is divided into 2 parts: the island floating in the sky where the ruling class lives, and the ground where the people live while looking up at it. Kind of cool that natural disasters and civil wars kind of messed up the nation, the progress of the nation. And then also kind of cool that there's a giant floating island that all of the rulers live at, and then the other ones that the peasants that look up at it. Like, I don't know, that could lead to some interesting stories, I think, coming out of Ketter Sanctuary.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that Blasterblade His Highness lives in the sky.
Yeah!
Supreme.
All right, and Dragon Empire, the only one that's unchanged. Dragon Empire. So Dragon Empire looks like it's taken over quite a chunk of Dark Zone, I believe, and it looked like it took over quite a big chunk from United Sanctuary as well. Dragon Empire is the only country that has not changed its name over the past 3,000 years. The borders of the country are constantly changing, but the country remains stable and prosperous thanks to its powerful armed forces, pillars of which are destructive weapons that combine magic and science. On the sacred peak that rises at the center of the Dragon Empire is the Gyokoen, I don't know, which has been guarding the legendary dragon egg since time immemorable. So yeah, pretty cool. The line art and stuff that they showed for United Sanctuary or Ketter Sanctuary, by the way, looks like futuristic type city. Think Neo Domino City from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Dragon Empire looks very much Chinese, and kind of ancient Chinese inspired, and also maybe a little bit of Middle Eastern stuff thrown in there as well, which is the Dragon Empire to a T anyways. And then next is Brant Gate, formerly Stargate. In the old days, it was called Stargate, and it flourished as an interstellar window for visitors to planet Cray from various dimensions. Even in this new level, or this new era, its high level of science has helped it maintain a high level of culture and national power. In preparation for the return of the Void, the people of Brantgate continue to fight on the borders of the world, using their scientific power to counter the threats from other worlds. So yeah, think Antarctica with weird futuristic domes and stuff, and kind of little cities interspersed in there as well. Yeah. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. And Return of the Void, we did see some line art and stuff as well. That's possibly Chaos Breaker is coming back, along with a card that looked very similar to Photon. So expect some more Star Vaders along with DP and Nova Grappler inspired units as well. Then probably one of my favorites actually from this is Dark States. The art looks awesome. All the dark and purples and blues. Yeah, so a country that's used to be called Dark Zone, magical nation of everlasting darkness ruled by demonic family. It was divided into smaller kingdoms ruled by demon kings, but was reunited by a hero of Gear Chronicle. Thanks to the law brought about by Gear Chronicle and the cooperative relationship with Dragon Empire, the Dark States is now in a period of prosperity. So if you're familiar at all with any of the old lore, Dark Zone was like desolate, like there was nothing, almost nothing to it, and there was you had Dark Irregulars, Pale Moon, Spike Brothers, kind of Spike Brothers trying to vie for dominance of the area. But now it looks like Gear Chronicle, Chronojet specifically, made the land prosperous and established law and order in some aspect, and now it's in a period of prosperity. So it's kind of cool. And then design-wise, it looks pretty cool, but it is my least favorite of the five so far. Stoichia. Zoo, the oldest nation on planet Cray and Magallanica, home to sea creatures and army of immortals, have become one nation under the teachings of the great sage. It is now called Stoichia. As seen in Stoichia, the old zoo is a land where the world's greatest minds gather in a rich natural environment represented by the sacred tree. The wealth of resources and the unity of the people have led to the rapid growth of Stoichia's national power in recent years. So yeah, Stoichia is Zoo Nation and Magallanica combined. So that's quite interesting. It does make sense. Like it says, it's like natural resources are basically combining to create one nation. So that makes sense a lot. Design-wise, we're mostly seeing stuff that looks very similar to Great Nature and stuff that looks very similar to Grand Blue. So a little depressing on the front that we're not seeing too much that's representative of Aquaforce, and not seeing too much that is representative for like megas or anything like that as well. But yeah, I mean, it looks really cool though. Line art
looks like a utopic area you'd go to, like, just have everything you ever wanted, just live a perfect life. Because like resources there. You don't ever need to go anywhere.
Utopia. That's a good word for it. Yeah. So Deacon, before we get into some of the major changes, what are your thoughts on the 5 nations now instead of clans?
I love it. I love it. There is Bushy's biggest problem has been supporting all 24 different clans, and doing them justice while supporting them. Because as we've seen throughout all of V series specifically, a lot of clans started merging together with what they had done. You saw a lot of the same power to the front row, power to these units, restand these units, big columns here, generating insane amount of any gift you had. And they just were kind of blending together. It wasn't really clan identity beside a couple of cards in there. So now that they're nations and they joined, Zoo and Megalanica, aside from Bermuda, no one cares. Like they joined, and I think that's cool. I think now that there's 5, being able to have even support distribution between everything is so cool. And all the aspects and lores being brought back is awesome. Like, I'm really excited to see where they go with everything and see how they're going to do support. Like, because there's so many different clans within some nations, how are they going to do the support with that? Like, are they interchangeable between everything? Give you a different, here's the main one, but here's some other stuff to appease what these clans represented. I don't know. I'm so cool. So interested.
I really like the idea because it does open up a lot for the future possibilities as well. And yeah, just like you said, with support, we can actually see they did say that. So since there are 5 nations, every booster set that's coming out is going to have support for your nation. So like us as a team, we have been talking about we're just talking about there are 5 members in our team, and there are 5 nations. So maybe we can all specialize in one nation, and then that'll help too with support. So like when a booster box comes out and stuff like that, we can all just throw in a little bit of money, buy a booster box, and we all get something. So yeah. I think that's quite interesting. And also like you said, you can do something like with Dragon Empire, you can like come out with a trial deck, and maybe it does like some retiring or something like that in effect, maybe restanding or something that's very reminiscent of Kagero. And then when the actual booster set comes out, maybe it does something that's very Narukami-esque, and like blending Narukami and like Tachi's together, and then this one's blending Kagero and like Nubatama together or something like that. I don't know, but just something like that. I think it opens up possibilities, as opposed to shrinking them like they were before. And yes, it also opens up not clan identity, but nation identity. So each of these nations can do something that's more specific to them, and someone's not copying the other one as blatantly.
Especially because now that they're nations, these are the clans that were prior. So premium support, those nations support all of those decks.
Yeah.
Literally,
so
always have support.
Yeah, you can buy some of these Dragon Empire cards and throw them into a Kagero deck in premium. I keep obsessing with Kagero, but that's just my nature. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into some of these changes here. So major changes to the TCG overdress products. They revealed this Chakra Bharti Divine Dragon Nirvana. Grade 3 Twin Drive has a weird symbol that is the overdress symbol or something like that, but it also says Persona Ride, so we'll have to see what that does. But it's 13K body Dragon Empire, and it just says nation name and says it is a flame dragon, so that's cool. Anyways, in overdress products, the clan notation of the card will be replaced with the nation name instead. There will also be a D icon in the bottom left indicating that it is an overdress card, so then you are able to actually play it in standard. And then for the new standard format, each deck can only be built with cards of the same nation with the D icon. So that is very important to know. So yeah, the direction for Vanguard has been to support all 24 clans at least once a year. But the problems with that leads to long periods between each time that a clan gets support and few chances to enjoy upgrading your deck. For nation-based decks from here on out, all 5 nations will be included in one single booster. So each booster will support all of the nations, more chances to enjoy upgrading your deck and making changes. The other thing is VRs are gone. Bye. No one will miss you, VRs. The new highest rarity is triple Rs, as it should be. So things are not going to be as hard to pull. The other thing is, yes, they'll still have double Rs and rares and commons. Rares and commons will come also in holographic form. So you can hollow out your entire deck and you can do it on the cheap. They will also have DSR, Dress Secret Rarity, a rarity and ultra valuable card for each booster as well. So if you want to go even further and bling out your deck, you can.
Female characters are covered and fully clothed.
And fully clothed until Bermuda comes out with their own nation, because it's going to happen.
And sparkly swimsuits.
Yes, they'll be scantily clad. Also, the other changes are they are introducing a ride deck. A ride deck contains 4 cards and goes off to the side of your deck. Those 4 cards are a grade 0, a grade 1, a grade 2, and a grade 3. So now you will never, ever, ever miss ride again. You will just do what your deck is supposed to do. So if you are going to be trying to use your ride deck, actually utilize your ride deck and want to ride from it, you discard a card from your hand to ride the next grade. So you're just being able to actually just right off the bat, just go into what you can. And from my understanding, I could be wrong on this, but from my understanding, it seems like, so let's say I have my main grade 1 in my hand. So I can ride my main grade 1 still. But let's say I don't have my main grade 2, then when it's my turn to ride grade 2, I can just discard a card and then ride that said grade 2 instead. So that's quite interesting. I like that, being able to actually go into what you want to do. So Deacon, real quick, just thoughts on new rarity and the ride deck.
I love it. I love that there's only up to triple rare now. I'm saying I love about it. I mean, I just love this whole new format they're introducing. I feel like a little girl inside. But I'm overdrassed. No, but I love that they're only going up to triple rares now. So everything is way more affordable. And VRs were so hard to pull for certain clans, and you needed them to complete. So now that they're doing triple rares, it'll be so much easier to complete a deck.
Yeah, you're talking about making decks for a lot cheaper too. So like, I don't know, this is quite interesting.
So affordable for a brand new player can step into the game, max $100, I assume, assuming obviously. But
I think it could possibly go beyond that depending on height. But like, it's no longer going to be $400 or $500 that, you know, we're kind of starting to get used to.
And ride deck.
And going into there's one more thing I wanted to go into with the new format and stuff as well, is sort of the controversial part, and that is the overtrigger. It is a brand new trigger. It's being introduced as the ultimate trigger. the Overtrigger for each nation. Only one copy of this type of card can be included in the deck. So literally only the one copy. So it makes it kind of wonky already there. It's a 0, obviously. Its shield value is 50,000 shield value. So if you draw into it, at least it's useful there. The other thing is, when revealed for a damage check, your unit will gain 100 million power and nullify the damage. When revealed for a drive check, your unit gets 100 million power and an additional effect based upon your nation. So right now they're kind of showing you one here that's a Spiritual King of Determination Olbaria. The additional effect is choose one of your units and it gets an additional 100 million until end of turn. That is just a basic like Cray Elemental that they're just kind of like throwing out there that can be used in whatever. However, in the set, I believe it's going to be in the set. Maybe it'll be in the trial deck. I'm not sure. But in one of those, they are going to be introducing overtriggers for each nation, and they'll have.
So on the photo on the bottom left-hand corner, there was what looked like triggers that looked reminiscent of this one, that looked like Cray, the Xeroth Dragons reincarnate.
Oh, okay.
It looked really. One looked like dust, and one like this one, in my opinion, looks like Ultima. But I mean, it's a Cray Elemental, so.
So yeah, they're doing this new trigger, and they're gonna have nation-based effects. So, you know, if you're Dragon Empire, you get a specific skill for your Overtrigger. If you're Ketter Sanctuary, you get a specific skill. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. I am not a fan of this. The only reason is I feel like this is kind of them being all like, hey, we realized we didn't do anything with the blitz orders. So here's your blitz order. Because this is a new defensive and offensive mechanic into the game, but it doesn't. It's just you're not guaranteed to get it, and it's gonna feel real bad to like, you know, you're actually winning the game, you're doing well, and now all of a sudden, like your kill turn gets shut down because of this trigger, like your opponent hitting this trigger, and then now your entire turn is just shot, and then now it's your opponent's turn. Now you just committed yourself. You just committed yourself to this one kill turn, and now you're screwed because they sacked. Not only sacked, it's not like sacking into a draw trigger, or sacking into a heal trigger and getting the win. This is sacking into a ridiculous thing where you're not only nullifying damage and stuff for the rest of the turn, but you're nullifying that damage as well, and they're plussing on the top of it. So I don't know. I don't like this. This is the only thing so far that I do not like. Thoughts, real quick.
I think it's cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how big of a fan I'm gonna be when I play with it, because the ability that I'll lose to it, I'll get salty. But I think it's hysterical that you can just flip it over and be like 100 million for reasons. Because who knows? Yep. Maybe one of the mechanics of one of the decks is to nullify trigger effects.
Knowing you, how it's gonna go is you're gonna get it every single game. You are going to get it for a while, and then like a month goes by, and then you'll never ever see it again. And we're all getting it, and then you're gonna go from I love this card, this is the best card ever, to I hate this card.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Like deal me like for it, be like, all right, heal, overdress. Suck it. I work a lot. That's what I like about it the most.
Going on to the new products. So they're going to release all five trial decks for all 5 nations. at the same time here in the US. So they're also focusing on affordability for new players and for existing players. So that's why the rarity is lowered and stuff for triple R. And with this, their new trial decks are going to be $4. $4. That is probably the most affordable TCG product I think I've ever seen ever. That costs as much as a booster pack. That's insane.
You just pick all of these up because you felt like it.
Yeah.
And you could literally play everything.
Because I'm a whore.
And then the nation's going to be like, $200.
All right, so they've got Trial Deck 01 is, I'm not going to pronounce any of these characters' names because I'm just going to mess them up. But Trial Deck 01 is for Dragon Empire. It is called the Holy Dragon. Trial Deck 02 is for Dark States, which is Tyrant Tiger. 03 is for Ketter Sanctuary, called Apex Ruler. Deck 04 is for Stoichia, called the Sylvan King. And Trial Deck 05 is for Brantgate, called Aurora Valkyrie. Those are all releasing here. It was May 14th, I believe.
Yeah, May 14th.
And then literally, like, it's like 3 weeks later, I think, is the set 01, booster set 01, which is called Genesis of the Five Greats. And it shows presumably a Dragon Empire unit on here that looks very robotic, looks kind of Victor-ish / Chronojet-ish if they fused.
It reminds me of like Gauntlet Buster with the spikes of electricity stuff he's got.
Yeah, there's electricity and stuff shooting out of him too. So like, I don't know, it's weird, but it's interesting. But yeah, so there's that. And then let's talk about that real quick. So the trial decks, all 5 at the same time, and the booster set about 3 weeks later. What do you think?
That's awesome. That's so cool because we've never seen something like that happen where everybody gets support at the exact same time, and then maybe 3 weeks later, everyone gets support again. That's awesome.
I think they'll stretch it out a little bit, but like, yeah, like that is awesome. That is really cool that we're all going to get support right at the same time. We can all play, and then you know, a month or 2 months later, we all get another set, and it's all the same again. We all get support. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, so everyone's playable right off the bat.
Yeah, and then lastly, I did want to bring up the new animation. You can look up the trailer online for it if you want. I believe it's W/Slasher. He's got a version of it up too. It's beautiful new animation. It looks a lot more adult. It looks in line with Gundam and Code Geass. I know I'm mispronouncing that, but I apologize. But like, that's what the animation looks like. So like, someone like me who I like really enjoyed the first couple of Vanguard animes and stuff, but then have sort of fallen off along the lines because it's gotten a little too childish even for me. I don't know. I'm kind of interested in this. But anyway, so the summary for it reads, Yu, that's the main character's name, is a boy living in Kanazawa, the Kaga province. He's 15 years old in his 3rd year of junior high school. He has the ability to sense feelings of others, but he's troubled by the fact that he cannot say no when asked. One that brings horrible implications, by the way. One day, Yu can no longer stand going along with his sister's hobby, so he ran away from home. The one who saves him is Megumi whatever. Megumi invites Yu to a nighttime amusement park called Wonder Hill, where her friends hang out. At the amusement park, Yu meets Megumi, Zakusa. He meets people. Team Blackout group that meets to play Vanguard every night. Tonight, a serious fight for the team's flag will take place. Blackout's leader, Donji, who plays the Dark State stuff, and the mysterious and powerful fighter, Toya, who plays the Ketter Sanctuary stuff. As Yu stares at them, the card fight is soon eroded into a world of images. This is how Yu encounters Vanguard, a world he has never seen before, and is drawn in by its powerful allure, making new friends along the way. So the summary does not do it justice. It sounds when you read it, it sounds terrible in my opinion. But when you actually look at it, my God, amazing. It's beautiful animation. I liked the amusement park. When you read it on that, you just read the summary. I'm like, the amusement park sounds kind of stupid. Then you actually look at it and you're like, oh no, I kind of like this. And the characters have sleeves.
Yeah, they leave their decks. They care about their cards.
They actually sleeved their deck. So the other thing too that they did reveal about the anime was that season 1 is going to start up in April, I believe. They're going to do an early premiere in late March or whatever. But they're going to start up in April, and it's going to be for 12 episodes for season 1. Season 2 will go on, or they're going to go on like a little break, and then season 2 will start up in October, and that will go on for 13 episodes. So the reason for this, they said, was to increase quality, not only for quality of animation, quality of voice actors, quality of writing, quality of making these fights better. Thank you. I'm actually, it's for the first time in a while that I'm actually excited for the anime, because I've made it pretty clear that I hated Shin. I've hated the If story. I literally gave up on the If story about 2 episodes in. I gave up on Shin, and then I returned to it, and then I gave up on it again. V series, the actual stuff from the manga and stuff, I got bored with that a lot. I got bored with some of G too. G was good when done well, and then it had its ups and downs. Same with I'll even say same with the original, but a little bit. I quite liked season 1, 2, and 3, but 4 was a no-go for me. But yeah, I think this looks solid. This looks really, really solid, and I'm quite interested in seeing where this is going. So, you like the looks of the anime?
Oh yeah, phenomenal. It looks like they tried to actually age with their characters and audience. So
yes,
characters seem older, and they seem to have made it a darker appeal, because now the people that started Vanguard 10 so years ago are older. So they don't want to watch a children anime where they're giggling and laughing like little girls playing on a playground while every now and again you see a segment of a card fight. You want to see some actual card fights and some real stuff go down in a spooky amusement park. Oh.
It looks like they took like they have some of the older characters, but then they still got, it looks like, at least 2 younger characters. There's the girl, there's Yu, the main character kid, who's only so old. And then there's a girl that brings him in, and she's the one who I believe plays from the Stoichia, and she is a little bit on the younger side as well. But the other characters do look older. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so I think that's it from us. We're gonna try to go into a little bit more detail, go on our likes and dislikes and stuff as a team, hopefully. And we're still wanting to do some other videos as well, so keep on the lookout for that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.